Hello travelers, and welcome back once again to my channel. So today we're going to cover a very important thing in No Man's Sky. So, I think it's about 3 hours into the main mission, you're going to be exposed to something called the Nexus. Often players will call it the anomaly. The Nexus is the multiplayer hub in No Man's Sky, and it serves a myriad of purposes. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your X menu. You're going to see a ball icon with a star in the center. That is the summoner for the Nexus. So as you see, the Nexus kind of has a quasi-Death Star little ball look to it. And we're going to go and enter it. Okay, so this is the Nexus, also known as the Anomaly. This is the multiplayer hub in No Man's Sky. In here, you will see player ships and players. Those white icons, the stars that you see, the diamond-shaped icons that you see, are players. You see players moving around. This whole hub operates in its own instance. And you can come here and see all the different ships that players have accumulated. While you're in the Nexus, you can display your pets, which is something else I will go over at another time. Okay, so what do we do at the Nexus? The Nexus serves many important functions. So what we're going to do is once you get in the Nexus, I'm going to go to the left-hand side of the Nexus. We're going to go up the ramp and up the staircases. And we're going to come into the hall. So in this hall, you have different options. You can go to your right, you can go to your center, or you can go to your left. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right. The right is pretty important. There are 2 core NPCs that operate specifically with the story in No Man's Sky. Entity Nada and Entity Polo. Here's where most of the story quest missions will be turned into. And the very important one is with Specialist Polo, you can ask for 2 important things: Atlas Station coordinates and black hole coordinates. Atlas stations are part of the Atlas quest line. This is the original quest line that No Man's Sky launched with. This will teach you one time how to jump galaxies. Again, you do not have to do this mission if you want to stay in the original starter Euclid galaxy. What you can also get are coordinates to a black hole. A black hole is a randomly generated fast travel across the galaxy that can send you less than 1,000 light years or thousands of light years in distance. Warning, word of warning, going through a black hole will break technology in your ship. But if you have what's called a living organic ship, the technology in that ship will not break. So when you get this, when you go to the galaxy map and you filter for black holes, you will see a swirly purple icon that will lead you to a star system with a black hole in it. Okay, so that's Nada and Polo. So now we're going to go back out, and we're going to go to this center room. Oh, sorry. My bad. We're going to go out, and we're going to go to the center room. Now, from here, you have a portal. Now, this portal functions very similar to the one on space stations and the one that you can craft and use at your base or on your freighter. But there's a very unique thing. Featured bases. Every month, No Man's Sky picks community bases to spotlight. These are unique, complex builds that you can go and visit. Another important thing is if you do not have the warp drive capability to travel to the center of the galaxy and you want to go visit other galaxies, you can find player bases in other galaxies. So it's a unique way of doing exploration and visiting builds. So if you're not really great at building or you're not sure exactly what building looks like and you want to go explore other player bases, this is an awesome place to do it. I don't think there is a... Oh wait, there's an Atlas terminal in here, is there? No. No. My bad. I totally forgot what was down here. I haven't been down here in ages. So again, that is the unique portal room. So now we're going to go down this end of the hallway. Now this is very important because a lot of the things that I have shown you for upgrades and learnable technologies, you can go directly to the Nexus 4. So when you go to this portion of the Nexus, there's different terminals. There's one for space station, for spaceship, for base construction, exosuit, multi-tool, synthesis laboratory, and Exocraft. Now, very important, each one of these offers different things. So when you go to the spaceship one, you can research starship upgrades. So here you can get the base component for a variety of different weapons for your ship. You can get the cargo scan deflector here. You can get the 3 classes of starship warp drive upgrades. These are required to go to different stars, red, blue, and green. One of the key things that I recommend you get, if you get tired of constantly having to refuel your ship, is the launch thruster efficient, launch system recharger. This passively recharges your launch thruster over time, meaning you don't have to constantly craft fuel for your ship. And the other cool upgrade is the teleport receiver. If you have this installed in your ship, you can teleport resources from your character to your ship anywhere on the planet. And you also get your conflict and your economy scanners here. So now we're going to go to the construction terminal. Here is where you learn all of the blueprints for base building, for base power, and for harvesting technologies. So I'm going to explain a little bit. Over the course of 6 years, No Man's Sky has added more and more buildables to the game. Those buildables include a whole new 150 pieces of base parts and decor, includes a power system for your base, and automatic harvesting units. So here you have prefab rooms, which are pre-built pieces of bases. So if you don't want to go and build the walls, the floors, the doors, you can do prefabs, which are pre-made rooms. Then you have smaller prefabs. Technology modules. Here is where you learn a number of the key things. So here you can find save beacons, which allow you to manually save at any time. Refiners. Refiners allow you to turn one resource into another source, and the larger the refiners go, you can do multiple resources to craft unique resources. You also have um, signal boosters, landing pads. You can put a teleporter and a customizer at your base or your freighter. You could put a short-range teleporter to jump from different parts of your base. You also have a light system and a music system called Byte Beat for your game. You have transport modules. Now here in the construction terminal, you learn your different exocraft. So there's the roamer, which is like a small quad. You have the nomad, which is a very large truck. Think the big truck from Mass Effect. You have the Minotaur, which is an actual mech. You can literally get a mech in No Man's Sky. The Nautilon, which is a submarine. The Pilgrim, which is like a motorcycle. I'm sorry. The Nomad is not the giant vehicle like the rover from Mass Effect. The Nomad is a hovercraft, like a hover bike, that can actually go over water. The Colossus is the large Mass Effect-like roamer vehicle. And here you can also learn the Orbital Exocraft Materializer. This is a room that if you install it on your freighter, as long as you warp your freighter into the system that you're in, you can bring down any learned exocraft that you have onto a planet without crafting their construction bays. Saves you a lot of time and a lot of resources, and you can make racetracks to race them on. So then you have aquatic construction. You can build bases underwater. That's where you learn all the blueprints for here. Then there's all things like decals, posters, decorative modules including lights, couches, storage panels, wall units, crates. And the cool thing is there is a separate buildable loot table for the derelict freighters that is not included here. So then as you go through, once you complete through all the decorative and illumination, then you have industrial modules. Using the power system, you can auto-mine materials, and there's unique power sources. You have solar, biofuel, warp core, and electromagnetic, offering you infinite power to power your base. And that's where you find all of the things here for that. You have batteries. You also have a switch system, so you can create doors, automatic doors on your base. Then you have agricultural modules. You can farm three ways in No Man's Sky. You have hyperbolic trays, which come in a single and a 4, where you can plant and harvest from, individual harvesting. You can plant plants directly on planets based on their biome, or you can get biodomes. Biodomes are agricultural domes for your base that allow you to plant multiple plants at once, harvest them all at once, and they keep regrowing without having to replant them. Then you have different tiers of structures. You have timber, stone, alloy, metal, and then you have other buildables like primitive shapes. Here you can find the base storage units that link up with your numbered storage units on your freighter. And that's the building menu. Then you have your exosuit. So here again you find your base upgrades for your suit. One of the most important ones to get, if you get tired of placing down a refiner in the beginning of the game to refine resources, get the personal refiner. This is an add-on to your backpack that takes no fuel and allows you to refine items in your backpack while you're exploring. The other key one is if you get tired of seeing the scrambled text when you interact with NPCs, you can craft translators. All 3 tiers and end up unlocking all words, so you can read things without them not being fully deciphered. And this includes upgrades for your hazard protections, your underwater breathing, your jetpack, and your life support. So next you go to your multi-tool. Now the cool thing is here, oh, and I almost forgot, you get a free slot upgrade for your exosuit at the anomaly as well. Don't forget that. And here you can also install your free upgrade slots that you get from missions, rewards, and stuff. So next, we go over to the multi-tool. So now here, you also have the option of getting a multi-tool. And here, you get your base upgrades for your multi-tool. So here, you have your unique scanners, your base scanning upgrades. You have your different type of weapons. So you have a geology canner, a plasma launcher, a mortar launcher, and a pulse spitter. Each do unique ranges of damage, require different resources to refuel. And you also have a cloaking device. This becomes important if you want to avoid detection from sentinels and be able to play stealthily. So now over here, this one's important. Now, as I was saying earlier, craftable recipes for very specific components for building used to exclusively be on the planets, in factories, communication stations, and inhabited bases. In a recent update about a year and a half, 2 years ago, they moved all those recipes as learnable up in the Nexus. So I'm going to interact with this. And as you see, all of your craftables you can learn here. So you have your components and devices, your valuable products. This is important because many of these, especially these down here at the bottom of the tech tree, are sellable for large amounts of money. And then you have your Exocraft research upgrades. These are important because, again, most of these apply to most of the Exocraft except the Nautilin. The Nautilin is the submarine. You have the option to install better fuel capacity, mining lasers, defense lasers, scanners, and this is important because the scanners on the Exocraft, depending on which one you use, allow you to find different buildings on the planets. And they have their own teleporter that allows you to transport between the Exocraft and your freighter and your base. Very important. So now we're going to go to the other addition that they added to the Nexus fairly recently. So down here, you're going to find a number of NPC vendors to interact with. So we're going to start over here, and you've seen this before, the NPC customizer. So you can go here, outfit your outfits, your helmets, your race, your appearance, modification, colors, everything. Over here, there is a pet system in No Man's Sky. It's a bit rudimentary. You don't have per se breeding, but you can harvest an egg from your pet. You can bring that egg here to the egg sequencer. And what you can do here is you load in your egg and you add resources to get different qualifier enhancers. So coloring, height, weight, anatomy, and personality. Aggressive, passive, changing the colors based on the resources that you input here. You then add that to the egg, take the egg to the planet type that it has to be hatched on, and you get a new pet. Pets perform different functions. Some of them defend you, some of them area heal you, some of them will search out resources for you. If you ride a pet on an aggressive sentinel planet, sentinels will not attack you. Now there's different types of pets. There's terrestrial and aerial. You also get unique pets sometimes as rewards for the expeditions and for Twitch drops, which I'm going to show you something in a minute regarding that. So then you have a couple of different NPCs here. First you have Iteration Cronus. Cronus is a chef. Cronus allows you to trade with him either base foods like harvested meat from creatures, or there is an entire cooking system in No Man's Sky. The cooking system used to be used to create unique bait to tame individual creatures. They changed that to a base bait, so now all of that food crafting kind of got negated out. But you can use that whole crafting system to create unique foods that you bring to Kronos to turn in for nanites. This is an exceptionally beneficial nanite sink. You can get thousands of nanites in just a couple hours of gameplay. Then we have Iteration Ares. Now, as you play the game, you get milestone data. Milestone data is tied to all of your exploration, your scanning, your purchasing and stuff. That accumulates as data. You can sell that data to him, and again, he gives you nanites based on the amount of data that he's given. This can be very lucrative, again, to earn nanites. He also has the option to purchase upgrades here, which are very similar to the pool that you'll find at space stations. And our final NPC is Helios. Now Helios has two interactions. You can give Helios data based on minerals, creatures, or planetary points of interest. Depending on how much of that you turn in, he also will give you nanites. He is a nanite sink. Very beneficial early on in game. And if you interact with him once a week, you get a transmit beacon to find a derelict freighter for free. Those are the procedural dungeons. Very important. So now we're going to go back downstairs. And if you look straight ahead, this is a living ship. You can get a living ship on a long time-gated quest, but they're very cool. Very, very cool. What you'll also see is a new type of ship over here that was added with the Outlaws update called solar sail ships. There are a whole new line of ships that are very cool. So, now that we're back down on the landing platform, I'm going to show you two other points of interest. So first we're going to go over here, and as you can see, you can pull your pets out in the Nexus. I know I brought that up before, but it's really cool to see all the different pets that people have managed to tame. There's a little robot doggy here. That's a Diplo over there. Oh god, look how that... Jesus Christ. Okay, so now we come to the actual Nexus Terminal. The Nexus Terminal offers you two types of missions. The basic missions and the Quicksilver missions. Quicksilver is a unique currency tied to the Nexus that offers you a pool of unique upgrades, craftables, and customizations. The other missions are more lucrative than the space station missions. They offer you the opportunity to get units, nanites, resources, and other things. All of these missions that you see here rotate on a 15-minute basis, and on the weekends, the Quicksilver mission rewards double, and they're community-based. So you can do these with players at the Nexus or your friends by invitation, which is really great if you like doing things with other people and getting rewarded for it. So now I'm going to show you where you turn in Quicksilver. Over here to your right is the Quicksilver Synthesis Companion. Now, there's 3 types of things that you can turn in here for. At the release of every large DLC, No Man's Sky has been doing Twitch drops. So if you're familiar with Twitch, Twitch is a gaming live stream platform. They offer what's called Twitch drops, unique rewards for watching people who play the game. When you get Twitch drops with a registered account on Twitch, you redeem them here. So, as you will see, Twitch drops included unique customizations, pretty much everything that was in the Quicksilver shop, and unique ships and pets. So Twitch drops can be very lucrative. So then, you have expedition rewards. So expeditions are those unique story-driven community gameplay events that require you to start a new save. You get unique rewards from them. So here you have unique head race customization, banners and decals, unique craftables, and one of the cool things with expeditions was that you get unique companion eggs. So there was an expedition that focused on sandworms based around Dune. You got a worm pet. You get unique trophies. You get unique customizations for your jetpack and your character. One of the cool rewards was a biological horror, which basically looks like an alien. And as of late, they've been adding unique frigates as rewards for completing expeditions. One of the cool ones that was out last year was the SS Normandy from Mass Effect. Sean Murray, the lead designer of the game, used to work for Electronic Arts. And they've introduced cloaks, so you get unique cloaks customization. So there's been a lot of cool things that they've added that way. And the Quicksilver currency, which I mentioned before, is also turn-inable for its own unique set of customizations, decals, buildables, and there's pages in here. And the really cool thing is these are unlocked based on the community missions. So each new tier that they introduce, there's community missions that as the community plays more and more of these and completes a tier, they unlock new rewards in the Quicksilver shop. So that was my introduction to you to the Nexus. I know that a lot of this seems complicated and convoluted, but trust me, when you play the game, it becomes very clear. None of this is hard. This is not a steep learning curve. And as I go on introducing you to more and more systems, it will become more and more apparent that this is actually a very simple game and it's fun to play with others. Once again, I appreciate you liking, viewing, and watching my content. Subscribe as always for more updates from me and my No Man's Sky content. I do other content on here. Thank you again for watching.